Hello, good evening, or whatever time of day it is, wherever you are whenever you are watching this. Welcome to part 5 of my trip down Route 66 in in Microsoft Flight Simulator, in the Cirrus SR-22T. Um, as always, at the beginning, I'm going to be beginning by going through the pre-flight checklist, so bear with me. And if you happen to be in chat and wondering what's going on and why I'm doing it, feel free to ask. Okay. Alternator good. Okay, electronics good. Oil pressure good. Oil temperature rising. Right. Okay, we have a flight plan loaded. And it more or less... Okay, yeah, alright. Flight plan's good. Altimeter set. Transponder, standby, VFR. GPS set. Autopilot test.
Engaging autopilot.
Okay. Alright. Pre-select autopilot settings. I need to go to 85,000 feet. that's my climb speed. Okay, PFD and MFD are set, or how I like them. Flight control check. Boy, I could definitely use more RAM. Or, well, this flight simulator could use more RAM. But, you know, RAM's worth its weight in gold right now, so that ain't happening. Okay, flight control check. Elevator trim set. This guy's... We'll pretend he got out of the way. Airplane is awfully close to the taxiway. Okay. Or parked awfully close to the taxiway. It would make me slightly uncomfortable. Got caught not paying attention there. Good thing nobody saw that. Okay. Alright, engine run up. Engine checks. What? Why'd it do that? Okay, alternator check. Okay, that's good. Magneto, okay, ignition. Right side. Left side. Why is the fuel pump making so much noise? Whatever. Fuel quantity, we're good there. Altimeter is set. GPS is set. Transponder. Reporting altitude. Autopilot pre-selected. Pitot heat on. Flaps. takeoff. Mixture full rich. Fuel pump boost. Elevator trim set for takeoff. Fuel tank set. All right, let's get this bird in the air. Off. Alright, so from where we're taking off to our right is this town of Grants, Arizona. Grants is former uranium mining zone.
Engaging autopilot.
Okay. It's 500 feet. I can bring the power down now. Too much. And our first stop here is. All right, there we have Toltec, New Mexico. Right, if I said Arizona earlier, we're in New Mexico right now still. We're approaching the very western point. Of the state. Today's flight is 400 miles. And let me get my map pulled up for the benefit of y'all. Should be a good one. Lots of mountains, one national park, a couple of other worthwhile monuments. Do that. Yeah, so for reference on this map, here's this is Gallup, New Mexico. Around here is Phoenix, Arizona. Somewhere around here, I think, is Flagstaff. Grand Canyon's up there. We will not be visiting the Grand Canyon today, but hopefully I'll get to that soon. There's a big art update coming up for all of the national parks, so stay tuned for that. So it'll be much much more to see soon, hopefully. So stay tuned for that. Meanwhile, where are you going to be? We're going to be heading northwest through the highlands of New Mexico. With you soon to talk about our first points of interest. Enjoy the scenery. Because New Mexico's a beaut. So over there we have the Escalante Solar Generating Station. This is one of those stations that uses, I think that is one of the stations that uses a set of mirrors to reflect sunlight onto a water tower. Very viable thing to do out in the desert like this, not so much closer to anything. Okay, while I try to be thorough in my research about these places, I don't have much to say right now. If Feathers were here, he would have hated that. Alright, so up ahead we have the location where Route 66 crosses the Interstate 40, such as it is, crosses the U.S. Continental Divide, which is where the watersheds of the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans are divided across the U.S., so you could sort of consider it the spine of North America. Not necessarily the highest point on the trip, but close to it. Hello, Element Future. Good evening, how are you? I was just explaining that right here is where Route 66, as well as, I guess, Interstate 40 and the Santa Fe Railroad, I think is what we're over right now. This is where all of that crosses the U.S. Continental Divide. Ooh. Oh well. Okay, so I'm glad that the Nether. You're the Dutch person. Yeah. I am glad that Europe is no longer, or at least where you are, is no longer a complete sweltering disaster. The eastern U.S. is now, so that's, yeah. The power companies are threatening us not to turn our ACs down too much, which I guess... But it is, yeah. See, why can't it just say what this is in Celsius? It's like 40-ish, I think, here. Oh, so it's just over 90 right now. It was like closer to 95 today, or during the day. Sun's starting to go down. Or actually, no, the sun's going to be up for another hour or so. Yeah, it sucks that all the modern graphics cards are real furnaces. Like, I resisted buying, like, so I had a 30 series graphics card, or I had a NVIDIA 3070 Ti, and that was like as much power draw as I was willing to go with for a long time. Then when this came out, and then when Flight Simulator 2024 came out, and it started like really being a VRAM hog, I was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna have to upgrade, or else I'm gonna have to deal with all these VRAM warnings forever. But I'm not happy with how much juice it takes. About the immediate surroundings. approaching the city. Yeah, we're approaching some cool stuff, but right now mostly it's just the terrain around here that I have to look at. From what I'm reading here, Fort Wingate was used in the second half of the 19th century during the U.S.'s campaign against the Native Americans in the West, and then was reused, among other things, to house prisoners of war during World War II. This is largely Native American land. This part of the West is more heavily populated by the remnants of Native Americans than most of the rest of the country at this point. That looks like a military base of some sort. Maybe. I don't know. We're in Navajo country currently. There's been a few of those. There are some real great landmarks coming up, but we haven't gotten. We've got a little bit of a ways to go first. Alright, here we go. Coming up is the city of Gallup, New Mexico. Gallup is, yeah. Yeah, I thought 30 was a bit lower than that, but yeah. Like, I know that comfortable room temperature is like 21-ish, 21, 22-ish. Hello. Hello, GP Beeson. So the city of Gallup, New Mexico, we're approaching the western border of New Mexico, but Gallup is notably majority Native American populated. People from the, I just had this, people from the Hopi and Zuni and maybe Navajo, the other tribe, the Apache. I think it's either Navajo or Apache. Got a big rail yard, and we have roadside attraction of choice for this city is going to be the Hotel El Rancho, dating back to the 1930s. It was used quite a bit during the golden era of the Hollywood Western as a base for filmmakers. Has a long list of celebrities from Hollywood's golden era: Katharine Hepburn, Spencer Tracy, John Wayne. So yes, this is where your stagecoaches, older westerns were filmed. A lot of the later ones were done. Hello, Lisa Jean Queen. How are you doing tonight? I'm doing pretty good. We are about 70% of the way through a tour of US Route 66 going from Chicago to Los Angeles. Right now we are in the very western part of New Mexico. I'm going to bring the plane down just a hair. Whatever part of the world you're in, you're staying cool, because boy, was it not cool where I am. So what's coming up here? Alright, so just past here we have another section of the original highway here that still has the original concrete pavement. Thanks to its relatively modest use in the modern day, it hasn't needed to be repaved in the last 100 years, or 90-ish. Here we have Devil's Cliff, and the travel guide I have been using as one of my primary sources notes that this is where the film Ace in the Hole was filmed, which is not one of the... I wouldn't think it was notable enough, or that particular film I wouldn't have thought of as notable enough to bring up, but okay. Alright, we have reached, when we hit Loopton here, we have reached the border between New Mexico and Arizona, where where the remaining 325 miles of today's flight's going to be taking. Near Loopton, we have Yellow Horse Trading Post and Cave. There's some of what's left of it. I don't know. It doesn't really specify what was going on here. That we have all these rusty implements, but there is a trading post there. There's a curiosity shop of sorts. It's a fun place to stop should you find yourself here in real life. Ready for the next place we're going. Yeah, I can make the plane quieter. Give me a second. Yeah, I should. Yeah, let me see how easy. Let me see if I can get that filter. If I can get a filter set up for that quickly. Yeah, I'll just, you know what, I'll just lower this for now. Alright, probably not enunciating as good as I should be right now either. Let me see. Yeah, onboard's quieter. Yeah, I know onboard's quieter. What is the best way to do this? Yeah, I shouldn't be doing this in the middle of the stream. Alright, we have Sanders, which I think is a ghost town. More or less a ghost town here. Alright, this here is the Puerco River, and it's, well, it's a bit of a novelty to see any water out this way. Okay, fine. Okay, we got something to actually talk about here. So coming up in just over 10 miles is the Petrified Forest National Park, the only national park that US 66 directly goes through, or went through. Petrified Forest is named for the large deposits of petrified wood that can be found within the park. Here's a picture of what that looks like. So these are essentially the fossils of ancient trees. The ones here date to the Triassic period, so that is about 250 million years ago, I think. 225 million years ago. Yeah, I don't know the full geologic history of the area, but it is a very unique. There are other petrified forests in the world. I think this is probably the biggest one. And the other interesting thing about it is that there's a number of fossilized animals have been discovered in the area. Large reptiles, predecessors of dinosaurs like Desmatosuchus and Postosuchus have been discovered in the area. Let's get a picture of some of these guys. So first at the northern end of the park, doesn't have all the doesn't have as many of the trees and fossils and everything, but it does encompass an area known as the Painted Desert. So here's a real life picture of where we're about to be. Let's see how it looks in the sim. Alright. Now we're ready. Alright, so we are entering the area known as the Painted Desert. And yeah, you can kind of see, you definitely can see the colors on the rocks and everything. I don't know if we're doing this early. As I mentioned earlier, there is a big art update for the U.S. National Parks coming up this weekend, so I don't know if this is going to be one of the parks that there's going to be more of, but yeah. Still looking very stunning, actually, even as is. Here, where Old Road 66 crosses the Painted Desert Highway, there's a rather famous landmark of a rusted-out old Studebaker that's been there no one knows how long. So here we are getting into the area where yeah, okay, so now we're getting into the area where you'll find the petrified logs and the dinosaur and the reptile fossils, etc. So let's see what other pictures can I show off here. Alright, near this crossroads here are the remains of the Puerco Pueblo, a village dating, the remains of a Pueblo village that's, I guess for our international people, those villages built out of clay by the U.S. First Nation, or by the America's First Nations. These ones date back to the 14th century, so before the Europeans got here, or got to this part of the country anyway. Down here in the south, we have the Blue Mesa region, and I've got a picture of that right here. And also in the southern part of the park is a pair of buttes known as the teepees. So that is the quick little tour of Petrified Forest National Park. In the future, there will be other ones. Or in the future, I will be showing off some other national parks, but for right now, for today, that's all we're going to be getting. Alright, and now we're picking up back up with the highway after that little detour. Coming up next is the town of Holbrook, which is the first place that actually has any real amenities once you've left the national park. The most famous of Holbrook's amenities being one of the Wigwam motels. There were about a half dozen of these dotted across Route 66, and there are only 2 that still survive, to my understanding. You can tell this one's one of the surviving ones because there's a mater there, as there are many of along the way. As for where this motel actually is, I think that's it. You can see the individual wigwams, or teepees, in the parking lot. You can also tell when they made the satellite photo that there was a very long freight train on the Santa Fe line. Okay, so announcement. Thursday is when I'll be finishing up the Route 66. Now's as good time as any to make this announcement, I guess. Thursday, I'll be finishing the Route 66 tour, and next Monday, or next Tuesday, rather, I will be beginning a cross-country trip in a vintage 1916 Curtiss JN4, recreating the route of the first transcontinental air voyage in the U.S., which was done by one Calbraith Rogers in 1911. The U.S. is, of course, turning 250 years old, so that's how we're going to celebrate that. Okay, this is known as a fly ash pond, which is the, so this is full of the remnants of some sort of industrial processing. You would not want to swim in that. And right here, right near that lovely piece of aquatic death, we got a city. So this is just the Western U.S. in a nutshell. And that person did not read the rule about about clankers being unwelcome. So yeah. All right, at this crossroads right here coming up, should you have been driving Route 66 in its heyday in the 60s or the 50s, 60s, would have been absolutely impossible to miss one of these hundreds of billboards touting this fella on them. And well, here it is, the Jackrabbit Trading Post. Put it back up now that I've passed it. To my understanding, this particular billboard's the only one that survived, but much of the length of the classic Route 66 was dotted with these billboards. Fuel tank am I on? Okay. Now you might be saying to yourself, "Ooh, what's that big mountain in front of us?" And well, that's what I'm thinking. That is Humphreys Peak. Way out past Flagstaff, so we're going to be looking at that for a little while. another example of if I had more RAM, I would, or if I could afford more RAM, I would buy it. Here we have the crossing over the Little Colorado River. And then up ahead, we have Winslow, Arizona. Winslow. Just let me in, damn it. Okay. iPad being a bitch. Okay. Here we have Winslow. Winslow is home to a 1930, which makes it 96 years old. La Posada Hotel. Built late in the era of the railroads. Originally built as a station for the Santa Fe Railroad and as a hotel for people who were on it to stay at. Still available as an upscale hotel to these days. And then also Winslow is remembered for certain swaths of Americana. Winslow is remembered as the subject of the Eagles song "Take It Easy," which I would play if Twitch wouldn't kill me for. So I'm just gonna have to imagine it. There we are, standing on the corner. Yeah, 64 gigs for that's pretty. You definitely lucked out. Well, hello, Morbid Corpsey, and I'm glad you're having a good time. Yes, yes, I am perfect, and I am well. Yeah, I've been doing these. I've been doing these flight seeing stuff for a couple weeks now, and it's just want to have a chill time, showing off the world from above, and hanging out. What do you, You do any simming of your own, or any other kind of gaming? All right. So right over here, right here is the location of the Dino drive-through at Meteor City. Which here we got some Jurassic Park Velociraptors. We got some Goofy Kitsch. Trying to find pictures of dinosaurs at the dinosaur park, and you get a mummy. All right. Anyway, if you kept your eyes keenly spotted on the left-hand side of the screen, you might have noticed earlier. You might have noticed the next place we're flying over. We're taking a short detour from the highway. Yeah, I've got about half of a desk rig for Flight Simulator. I've got a yoke and a throttle quadrant that I quite like. Don't have the seat. Anyway, right here we have Meteor Crater, Arizona. This is an impact crater caused by a small meteor, well, small relative to some of the meteors that have hit the Earth. No, we're going manual. Not skipping this. It's caused by a meteor impact sometime in the Mesozoic era, I think. I'll have to look that up once I'm done flying over it. The impact crater is about half a mile wide. Hold on, once I get out of manual mode, I'll get you some facts for it. But it's out here in the desert, and there's a substantial shift in the quality of the satellite photos, so that's intriguing. Pull up the Wikipedia on this real quick. All right. Meteor Crater is about 3/4 of a mile in diameter, or 1.2 kilometers in diameter, 560 feet deep. And let's see if we got the... was created by, it's thought to be created by a 160-foot impactor, or 160-foot chunk of iron, 50 meters, and was created 50,000 years ago. So there could theoretically have been mammoths. Maybe not humans. Humans, but like mammoths, giant ground sloths, all the stuff from Ice Age. Would have been potential victims of that meteor strike. And there you go, there's the... a piece of what's left of the impactor that created that crater. And remind me to actually look this stuff up ahead of time next time. thought I had notes here, and I don't. Alright, and right now we're paralleling Diablo Canyon. Some people some sources cite that, or I guess one of the remaining pieces of that, fragments of that meteor, is referred to as Canyon Diablo, named after this nearby canyon here. I think I've got a picture of... This is the original bridge crossing over it, and some remains of some roadside attraction that's long gone now. Give you a better idea of what that looks like up close. Some altitude here, it looks like, for one of the upcoming legs. Alright, down below us are the remains of the Twin Arrows. Where the remains of the Twin Arrows. Gasoline stop and trading post are. Here's what's survived of that. This is a little billboard here. And then just past that we have Padre Canyon. Snaking through the desert there. All right, at this intersection coming up, we have the town of Winona, Arizona. Got a picture of Winona's trading post and gas station. Not much to look at. And then just past Winona, here you can see Walnut Canyon. The original bridge Route 66 used to get over Walnut Canyon. The truss still exists, but you are not allowed to drive over it. And that puts us within spitting distance of Flagstaff, Arizona. Now, Flagstaff is the biggest city we're crossing through on today's route. Among other things, it's home to Northern Arizona University. It's nestled just to the south of Eldon Mountain. This guy here, and then in the shadow of this bigger mount I had it and then I lost it. In the shadow of Humphreys Peak here, the tallest mountain in Arizona. Got its height in meters, or 3,850 meters, which is 12,000-ish feet. I've got a picture. So here's a close-up of downtown Flagstaff. This is closer to getting to Eldon Mountain. Point of this leg. So we're in sort of a high altitude region, and much of the In contrast to the desert, we have big ponderosa pine forests all around. We got the 1926, still standing 1926 Flagstaff Visitor Center, which is in the old train depot, and hosts yet another. If you've been following this the whole time, yet another Route 66 museum. This one, my travel guide claims to be one of the good ones. Flagstaff is a popular stopping off point for people headed to the Grand Canyon. It's up there to the north. Like I said, we're not doing it today, but stay tuned to this channel and you'll see it eventually. Or, you always go there. Having a travel budget in this economy, it's something that people have in theory. No, not that far down. Not that far up. Come on. Stop jumping. Stop getting away from me. Okay, that's where I want to be. Switch the fuel tanks, damn it. Thank you. Video games. Alright, come in. Okay, we are approaching the town of Williams, Arizona. Williams, Arizona has... Did I find anything? Yeah, Williams is another one of those places that's mostly known as a sort of a gateway town to the Grand Canyon, which again is directly to the north of here. About 50 miles to the north of here. You see see my little indicator guy here. Grand Canyon's up here on the map. Williams, Arizona is home to the charmingly named Bearizona Wildlife Park. Why is it not popping up? There we go. I don't think these guys are native to Arizona, but okay. These guys probably are. Oh, otters, my favorite. Anyway, if I get too carried away there. Yes, okay, here we are. And then if that's not charming enough for you, Williams is also home to the Museum, the Museum of, the Museum of Poop, including what it claims to be the world's largest collection of coprolites, which are fossilized feces. I don't think anybody's that keen to challenge them on it. Yes, this is where the wildlife park is, and Williams itself. Quarry. We have 112 miles to go. there's an old section of the highway that, when they built the freeway, they presumably built a grade that bypassed the need to do this long sort of curve. I assume downhill in the direction we're going, because we are past the sort of crest of the Rockies at this point. I can drop the airplane another 1,000 feet. What's my fuel look like? Okay. I wish it would tell me, like, it's got enough sensors on other things that I don't mind having to switch tanks, but I just wish I could see up here without having to look down. I guess it's not a problem in real life. Up ahead is the town of Ash Fork. Ash Fork has, yet another Route 66 museum. Highlighted this one being a model of the town in its heyday, which I don't know if that's actually... Can't speak to whether Ash Fork, Arizona was exciting in its heyday or not, but it's what's here. Again, as with a lot of towns in the southwest, or a lot of these boom towns in the southwest, I'm obligated to point out that the railroad came first. In this case, the Santa Fe Railroad came first in the mid-19th century, or mid to late 19th century, and then a lot of boom towns were built around it. And then, as the highways took over, or as the car took over, and eventually the interstate highways took over, the rail use around the mid-century in the U.S. just stopped being a thing largely. Well, so element future. So like I can see right here. That's what this is right here. Is it shows how much fuel is left in each tank. That's not the problem. The problem is I can't see which tank it's drawing from without looking down here at which tank. So there's the right fuel tank, left fuel tank. That's the layout. I mean, it's not a flight simulator issue. It's just a limitation of the G1000 avionics, or at least this plane's implementation of the G1000 avionics. I'm going to zoom in again on the map, so bear with this for a minute. So you can... So, like, I have this tablet up for everyone, for the audience's benefit, not so much for my own. Like, I've actually got little nav map up on my second screen for most of this. You can swap horizontal, vertical, and you can like make it big. You can make it small, medium, large, but you can't make it like, yeah. But anyway, I have this up for the audience's benefit, not really for my own. Now, when I do this adventure flight, I still got to figure out how exactly I want to what exactly I want to do. But the idea for the vintage airplane flight is that I want to try to rely strictly on a chart, or as much as possible on a chart and compass, and not this guy, as much as possible. We can all come up with some sort of incentive for me not to use a live Find My Airplane thing, that'd be great. Not suggesting we do anything that would count as actual torture, but you know, some sort of mild punishment. Anyway, switching gears here. We have coming up Siegelman, Arizona. Siegelman can be heralded as the birthplace of the modern Route 66 Renaissance. So in the 60s through the 80s, when Route 66 was replaced by U.S. Interstate 40, at least by the U.S. Interstate system in Arizona specifically, Interstate 40. Lots of little towns like Siegelman ended up sort of falling off the map, dying, or becoming ghost towns, etc. So Angel and Vilma Delgadillo. Yeah, Angel and Vilma Delgadillo were the founders of the founders of the first Route 66 Historic Society. So they, in a large part, took the initiative in turning Route 66 into a nostalgia cultural thing, as opposed to an obsolete piece of tarmac. And they are also the proprietors of this lovely roadside attraction. So definitely, should you end up in Siegelman, Arizona, or in the general area near the Grand Canyon, whatever, be sure to stop by. This here is known as Red Mesa, and once we cross over that, the terrain's going to be much shorter from here on. Or the altitude of the ground is going to be much lower from here on out. Lovely piece of terrain, that. Alright, up ahead we have the location of the Grand Canyon Caverns, which were discovered in 1927, and have become a sort of a tourist trap. Although it is a legitimate cave, if you're into caves, it is legit. Among its unique features is that there is a Caverns Inn hotel which includes an entire underground suite. Which I will admit is pretty nifty. Oh, okay, their website says that the Cavern Suite is closed permanently, and that is a bummer, but I'm going to guess that's what happens when you try to build a hotel room in a natural cave. Shit is gonna go wrong. you know what? I'm doing this in the wrong thing. Should be doing this in the other window. Shit. Come on. Come on. Come on, wake back up. Okay, yeah, apologies about that. I should have done. I forgot that it was going to make the sim grind to a halt. So just to the north here, as you can see, so this is where the caverns are and the hotel. But just to the north here, you can see part of the Grand Canyon. This is not where the national park is, and again, I'm not actually flying through the Grand Canyon today is not, it's like a little bit out of scope for what I'm doing, but here's some of it. You know what? Yeah, giggles and shit here. Send a north. We're ahead of schedule. Yeah, why not? Yeah, we're ahead of schedule. All right. So we are crossing into territory belonging to the Hula Lupai Nation. Again, mind you, this is supposed to get an update soon. So I'm not gonna do too. We're just gonna fly. We're just gonna fly over the river and back. there you go. It's debated exactly how long this took, but at least several million years, the Colorado River down here has been cutting down this piece of sandstone here into what we see today. And with that, start turning this around here. Okay, and back to it. About the Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon, what we saw was a small portion of it. The Grand Canyon is 277 miles long. The full extent of the cut of the Grand or the land that's been cut into by the Colorado River goes up to 18 miles wide at points, and the deepest part of it is over a mile deep from the surrounding terrain. And this is what it looks like from an altitude of 300 miles, i.e. the International Space Station. Where we were is part of the Hula Lupai Indian Reservation and not part of the national park. That's, like I said, we do plan to tour that at a later time. Get me back on track here for... 40 miles to go. Okay, on a slightly darker note, here we're going to be crossing past Truxton, Arizona. Truxton was home to one of many infamous schools where Native American children were taken to try to integrate them with white American society. It's happened. It, unfortunately, is a thing that happened. In this case, from 1903 to 1937. Infamously in Canada, that kept going on well past then. At least the Hula Lupe got some desert with a cool view out of it. Okay, here is Valentine, Arizona. Here's a... Nope, that's the wrong one. Here is Valentine, Arizona's cozy roadside Americana attraction of choice. After that, we have Hackberry with its general store. It's very kitsch general store. Alright, and our final stop or final point of interest before I start preparing for landing here, we have Antares, Arizona, which is home to the Antares Ranchero, and this here art installation, affectionately known as Giganticus Heticus. I think that's that. It'd be time for me to start descent prepping here. So, switch the gas one more time. Fuel pump's fullest. Fuel pump's boost. Landing lights on. Mix full, bring the power down. Landing field today is just outside Kingman, Arizona, which is the last town of any substantial size in western Arizona. This should be an easy one. flaps 50%. Start bringing her down. Flaps full. KB ref's going to be about 80 knots. And yeah. I'm pretty high. Okay. Power up a bit here. Not that high. Okay, flaps full, landing lights on. Alright. Really high, but okay. Okay, bring her in. And down. Cool. Okay, flaps up. BTOE off. Bring the fuel mix down, back down. Another happy landing. Okay, strobes off, or landing lights off. Transponder off. Set off. Oh, fuel pump. Don't need that anymore. Yeah, I will get lost without these. I will absolutely get lost on the tarmac without these, and you don't want to see that. There is a time and a place for pulling out. I could pull out the airfield charts, but I just don't feel like it. All right, let's shut this baby down. All right, parking, landing lights, fuel pump off, oxygen off, power lever idle, mixture cut off, lights off, avionics off, alternator off, ignition, battery. And the ramp worker has mysteriously disappeared, as he is wont to. And we can go around, look at how pretty our plane is. Oh, I wanted to put the chocks back. I don't actually know how to do that. I don't actually know if you can do that. Anyway, so that's the end of this flight. Thank you very much for watching. That was a very scenic, very wonderfully scenic field. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna play some more public domain orchestral music to see you out here. And yeah, everybody have a nice everybody have a good evening, nighttime, daytime, wherever, whatever it happens to be where you are, and fly safe. I feel like I stole that. I feel like I can't say that. That's Scott Manley's thing. Figure something out. Anyway, have a good evening, everybody. See you